To Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
Getting set for doubleheader action here in Sunshine State Conference play between the Nova Southeastern University Sharks and the University of Tampa Spartans. The Sharks victorious in Game 1 of the series, led by Nick Manning in what was another quality start for the freshman. His sixth win of the season, improving to 6-1 with 6 2/3 innings pitched, a shutout ball, 8 strikeouts, allowed just 3 hits to one of the top offensive groups in NCAA Division II baseball. A career-high 122 pitches for Nick Manning in the 1-0 victory over the Spartans. Ricky Gonzalez picked up the save, working the final 2 1/3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, left the bases loaded in his first appearance of the series. Robert Satin, it was a complete game effort for the left-handed starter for Tampa. He worked all 8 innings, allowing just the 1 run on the solo shot in the first inning. Walked 1, allowed 5 other hits throughout the remainder of the ballgame. It was his second defeat of the season, now moving to 8-2. It's going to be a very interesting beginning to this ball game. You're going to have 2 of the tougher pitchers within the Sunshine State Conference, but 2 guys who do it in very different ways. Miguel Diaz is slated as the Sharks starter. It'll be his 4th consecutive start of the season, though he is not your typical starting pitcher. This season as a starter, Diaz has worked 12 innings, allowing just 1 run. He has struck out 8, walked 8, averages about 50 pitches per start, so he's not a guy who's going to go terribly long into the ball game. Usually about one, maybe 1.5 turns through the lineup. If he's particularly efficient, he could potentially get the Sharks into the middle innings. And we'll have to see how Diaz works. But then you have B.J. Bailey on the other side of this ball game, and well, all he does is get deep into ball games. In his last 3 starts, he has allowed just 1 earned run, totaling 19 innings with 21 strikeouts. He is one of the elite arms within the Sunshine State Conference, which follows up another one of the elite arms in the Sunshine State Conference. You look at the conference stats this season, B.J. Bailey has the lowest qualified earned run average at 1.60 in 10 starts. 62 innings pitched, 48 hits allowed, 11 earned runs, 56 strikeouts to 13 walks. Opponents hit just 209 against him. And he is going to try and pick up right where Satin left off yesterday. Give you a look at the starting lineup for Coach Joe Urso as his team tries to get back into the win column. It'll be Jordan Evans and then Jake Books backing him up. Braden Woodburn to follow. Gunnett Carlson in the cleanup spot. Jonder Irigoyen batting in the 5th spot. Nick Pereira will DH once again. Then Walker Vanacek, Jesse Ponce, and Luke Ficker will round it out for Coach Urso as they try to snap a little bit of a losing skid here. Not the typical run that Tampa is used to. They've dropped 2 in a row. As the Sharks head out to their defensive positions, we'll give you a look at the defensive alignment for Nova Southeastern University in this Game 1 of the doubleheader. Much more typical alignment in the outfield for the Sharks. Emilio Gonzalez back in left. Dakota Jones, who was a defensive replacement late last night, will man center field to start off this ballgame, and Nick Rodriguez will be back in right field. Around the horn on the infield, it'll be Michael Arnold and Anthony Stinson on the left side of the infield. Roy Quevedo and George Dagodi on the right side. The starting battery once again, Sebastian Garavito will have the gear on, and Miguel Diaz, the freshman starting pitcher for Nova Southeastern University. We're going to step aside for the national anthem here at the NSU Baseball Complex, and then first pitch as the Sharks look to take the series in Game 2. full body work this season for Miguel Diaz. This will be his 13th overall appearance, 5th start. Brings a 3-1 record in with him. It's a 2.25 ERA for Diaz in 28 innings, 23 hits, 7 earned runs, 10 total runs. He has struck out 31, walked 13. Opponents are batting just .219 against the freshman. He has hit a team-high 8 batters, though, so at least for the primary relievers, that is a team high. Last work for Diaz was 2 1/3 to open up a ball game against North Georgia. He walked 3, which ties a season high for Diaz. Struck out just 1, which is a season low. He has had at least 1 strikeout in every appearance so far this season, whether he's been working in the high leverage spots or starting off ball games. As mentioned, you can expect around 50 pitches for Diaz, and then the bullpen gate will open, and if it's a clean inning, you can expect to see Federico Zapata. If not, we'll see which reliever follows Diaz. But the tandem of Diaz and Zapata has been particularly successful. A little bit more new school. The opener into the bulk guy, slated as the starter, but it gets you an extra opportunity. It really doesn't matter when you look at it. The people who aren't particularly fond of the opener philosophy, well, it just changes when the reliever is going to come into the ball game. If you want to see a guy against a particular portion of the lineup, this is the way to do it because there's no guarantee. So Diaz against Jordan Evans. Evans went 1 for 5 last night. Had a late double against Nick Manning. We'll take a ball. First pitch at 1:02. Also stole a base in the ball game, and that double did knock out Nick Manning. Got caught up under the screening down in the left field corner. It was a ground rule double. And Ricky Gonzalez came in the ball game, hit a batter, and then left the bags loaded. That was the biggest threat that Tampa could put together in the ball game. It was certainly threatening. 2-1. Popped up. Degodi in foul ground. With the catch. First out of the ball game recorded. Jordan Evans continues to be held in check. Diaz's arsenal. The freshman brings a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a splitter. He will work in the low 90s with the velocity. From G. Holmes Braddock Senior High School. He's been a particularly electric arm to start off his career. Fastball really has some good carry to it when it's at the top of the zone. 1-0. Taken for a strike by Jake Books, who was absolutely fantastic last night. Was really the bright spot in the ballgame for Tampa until that double by Jordan Evans. Went 2 for 2, a couple of base hits, a couple of walks, and clearly with our introduction to Books, he does not like to be pitched around. Had a couple of rather emphatic tosses of the bat when he took ball 4. I'll show you too. Every plate appearance for Books had a full count in it. Diaz trying to avoid that right here in the 2-2. This will be flared, foul, well out of play. It's going to clear the Sharks' bullpen. And in previous broadcasts for Diaz, his career ERA at Braddock High School was 1.87. He has followed that up this season very nicely. Been arguably the Sharks' best pitcher when you look at the season statistics. Whether he's been the high leverage guy out of the bullpen or now moving more into a starter's role. He's still trying to build up that pitch count a little bit more. But when he was in high school, he did start very frequently. He was actually more a starter than a reliever in his high school career. 2-2 again. A little bit low. And Books continues to push the count, the distance. Just really tough. Tough guy to put away. 3-2. Diaz with a little bit of an abbreviation there to his delivery. Jake Books, the senior from Collegeville. Having a very strong season. 336 hitter, slugging percentage just under 550. 12 doubles, 4 homers. And he will walk. So the strike zone yesterday was a little bit wide on the outer edge. Sharks not particularly fond of that one. They have yet to record Books as an out. And now it'll be Braden Woodburn. As the Sharks try to align their defense a little bit more. Woodburn dropping down to the 3 spot in the order. The senior from Winter Springs, Florida. Takes a strike back at second base. Went 1 for 3. Had a base hit and was also struck by a pitch. Knocks this one towards Mikey Arnold. The backhanded stab. He lost his footing. And Degody going to vacate the bag here to keep this one from getting away. Tough play down the line for Arnold. He got a walk and a base hit here in the first. The big bopper, Gunnick Carlson. First baseman out of the cleanup spot, seeing if he can get some more chances with men on. Sharks held him hitless yesterday, and he left a team-high 5 men on base. He was the man at the dish when Ricky Gonzalez got out of the bases-loaded jam. It was a scorched ground ball at Roy Quevedo. He was certainly displeased to leave the bases loaded like that. His junior season collegiately. He's a redshirt junior, redshirted at Florida State University. Miguel Diaz. It's his second 2-strike count here already in the inning. 1-2 to Carlson. Did strike out twice. Books and Woodburn on for him here. The 1-2 will wait. Diaz stepping off. One-two. That ripping fastball from Diaz gets right past Carlson. That fastball certainly plays up for Diaz. He may say, and the radar gun may say, it's 91 to 92, but it's got some real juice to it. First strikeout for the freshman. Joander Irigoyen, one of the most productive bats in this Spartans lineup this season, takes a ball. Catcher again. Team high 39 RBIs. The Spartans backstop. He's held to an 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout. Diaz left the breaking ball up. Count moves to 2-0. A pretty warm day today. Very comfortable conditions. And Diaz feeling good out there on the mound. This will be his 22nd pitch of the inning. And it runs inside and tight. 3-0 the count. First time he's really fallen behind a batter like this. Certainly been a different kind of pitching for Diaz when he's been a starter. It's been a little bit more nibbling on the corners with the fastball. Oh, and he's been out of the bullpen. It's basically just been attack mode from pitch one. Hasn't quite been able to get himself in the strike zone as frequently as he may want to as a starter. Big pitch right here on the 3-1. And it'll be knocked back up the middle. Stinson will take it himself to the bag, and Diaz escapes a little bit of a self-made jam here in the first. One runner left on base for Tampa, and another 0 tossed up on the board by Sharks pitching. Starting pitcher for the University of Tampa will be the left-handed grad, B.J. Bailey, standing at 6'4", 495 pounds from Woodruff, South Carolina. The Clemson transfer has made a very nice impression in his first year with the Spartans. Mentioned back in the open to the broadcast, look at the Sunshine State Conference page. He is number 1 in ERA. He is number 1 in wins with a 10-0 record. He is one of 2 starting pitchers in the Sunshine State Conference that have not taken a loss this season. He and Grady Bivens from Eckerd. He is second in innings pitched and just outside of the top 5 in strikeouts this season, and also among the qualified starters. He is 5th in opponent batting average. He is as tough as it gets in the Sunshine State Conference, especially when he's following up a fantastic start from Robert Satin. And Nick Rodriguez is going to pop out and foul ground very quickly. Nick had a very productive day yesterday. He was 2 for 3. Batted towards the bottom of the lineup. He continues to be a very productive hitter, although right here, not too concerning. George Degody, Sharks first baseman, went 1 for 4 with a base hit yesterday. You can always tell when Degody is feeling good at the plate because it's loud contact, pull side. Things are getting a little bit out of whack as he takes a breaking ball, snappy one, right over the outer edge. For Degody, things get a little out of sorts when he's popping the ball up to the opposite field or hitting the ball weakly on the ground. He's at his best when he's got that line drive approach right directed at the Courtyard Marriott sign out in left center. And he's shooting the ball that way. He's locked in. 2-1. Tagged. Deep to left field. He knew he got it right away. And George DeGote puts the Sharks on the board in the first, just like last night. His 4th home run of the season. Instantly, the Sharks lead again over the Spartans. Who said the Sharks don't have the long ball? 2 homers in 2 games, and NSU has some veteran leadership juicing the ball out of the yard. George DeGote now tied for 2nd on the team in long balls with 4 of them. That's his 19th run driven in this season, 21st home run for NSU. The guy who had the lone tally in last night's ball game back into the box right here. Now, Robert Satin was sitting down the Sharks very quickly after he gave up the home run to Emilio Gonzalez yesterday. And just like last night, B.J. Bailey gets back on track immediately. The 3-pitch strikeout of Emilio Gonzalez. The thought process certainly carries over into this ballgame. When you have a very high-profile pitching matchup, the difference in the ballgame does tend to be the long ball, and you have to be able to power a ball out of the yard or have the ability to slug to pull ahead in a matchup like this, because like we saw last night, whether it was Nick Manning or Robert Satin, it is extremely difficult to build innings against arms with this kind of stuff. You have really 2 days in a row where you're going to have aces on both sides of the ball game. The Sharks are going to do it in a different way. It's not going to be one guy. You're going to have Miguel Diaz and Federico Zapata in some form or fashion, and that duo has been ace-like. 3-0 to Sebastian Garavito, and the freshman will work a 4-pitch walk. Some pressure being applied to Bailey here in the first. A solo homer. Now a man on with the walk. That is the 2nd home run of the season that Bailey has allowed. Much like Robert Satin. Guys who really keep the contact in the yard. Now Roy Quevedo, the Sharks' second baseman, will take a strike. Went 0 for 3. Grounded out a couple of times last night. Average has dipped below 250 this season for Quevedo with his 25 hits. 101 at-bats, 3 doubles, 2 homers for Roy. Could certainly tell the way that he was moving around last night. He's not going to have the same level of speed and agility as he's still dealing with that lower body issue. Pick to first, throws a little bit off the mark. Garavito back in safely. Roy rose to the occasion a couple of times defensively in last night's victory for the Sharks. Slide step. Bailey misfires all the way to the backstop, and Garavito will now move into scoring position on the wild pitch. A slide step breaking ball that just got yanked. Irigoyen really didn't have much of a chance at that one. Counted 2-1 to Quevedo. Roy with 21 driven in. Second best mark on the club. Got a shot to add on to that right here. Count to 3 balls and a strike. The red-hot Michael Arnold on deck. trying to get a shot here. Coach Morales giving him a little bit of instruction before his plate appearance gets started, and Roy Quevedo will work the walk. Oh, it was a 3-pitch strikeout to Emilio Gonzalez, but all of a sudden, B.J. Bailey's getting a little gun-shy here. 8 of his last 9 pitches have missed the strike zone, and he's walked 2 straight with 2 away here. It's going to be an 0-1 count to Michael Arnold, as apparently he got into the box a little bit late. And don't quite agree with that. But he's got to be in at a certain point on the clock. And now it's an 0-2 count. It's always brutal. It's a real at-bat changer when, particularly for an offensive player, when you get that clock violation. You're only seeing 1 pitch here. You're trying to get settled in for a ball game. And on the check swing, Arnold went. It's a 2-pitch strikeout for B.J. Bailey to finish off the inning. He strikes out 2 but gives up the run. George Dagote's 4th home run of the season puts the Sharks ahead in the first once again.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
It'll be 6, 7, and 8 here for Tampa, trailing again. Nick Pereira, the designated hitter. An 0 for 4 with a strikeout in last night's ball game. It's a very quiet overall effort for one of the better offensive groups. They were held to 4 hits. 3 singles, and then the Jordan Evans double in the 7th. They left 10 men on base. Already left 1 on with the fielder's choice to end the last inning. Diaz back out for his 2nd inning here. The bullpen was starting to get active later on in that first frame. This will be Diaz's 27th pitch, so about halfway to his average as a starter. Real priority for Diaz, you're looking for about 6 outs. Some form or fashion there, depending on how many guys he can get through. If he can make this a clean inning, or allow 1 base runner, that'd be good little bit of wiggle room here for Diaz. He would get you 1 turn through the lineup against the Spartans. And then you can hand it over to Federico Zapata in the 3rd inning, potentially. And then if he can get you 2 turns through the lineup, as most starters can do. When the way Zapata throws, that can get you 6 innings. Diaz's high fastball will miss. Another full count. Second full count so far. As Pereira came into this series an even 300 hitter. 3-2. Popped. Foul. Degodi has it play. And he'll make the catch. Use the hand to block out the sun. Why use the sunglasses? It's always so interesting to watch how baseball players use their sunglasses. Degodi's got the sunglasses on the hat, use the hand to block out the sun, make the late adjustment to snag the foul pop out. Walker Vanacek came in as a pinch hitter for Javi Soto last night. Went 0 for 2 off the bench. Rarely do pinch hitters get multiple plate appearances in a ball game, but Vanacek staying on here, trying to get some momentum on his side. Came into the series, 25 hits and 93 at-bats. A very regular player, a regular starter for the Spartans. That one's fouled off Garavito. Count to a ball and 2 strikes. Vanacek, the junior from Riverview, Florida. Battling here against Diaz. Miguel has 1 strikeout already. Abbreviates the delivery once again. Not quite that full leg kick. Two from the right-hander. High heater once again. Both strikeouts are on elevated velocity from Miguel Diaz, and he's got 2 away here in the second. Look at that fastball, man. It is certainly a game changer for Diaz. It's really an outlier for him. It doesn't have to be upper echelon velocity, but when you can have that backspin carry on the fastball like that, it makes it really difficult to square up the fastball. Now, a couple times this season, Diaz has had the high heater turned around, but it's certainly a pitch you feel very comfortable with. And now seen a couple of times the inner portion of the plate to these left-handed batters has been pretty small. There's not a whole lot of give inside. Diaz has fallen behind 3-0 to Jesse Ponce. Shortstop. Back over there again for the Spartans. Texas native. The 3-0 count. Diaz back in the zone here, 3-1. You're going to see him lean very heavily on that fastball. This will be pitch number 40 for the freshman right-hander. This is flown to left. Emilio Gonzalez on the run. He can't snag it in the gap. He'll play this one. It'll actually be Dakota Jones who grabs it on the warning track. It'll be a stand-up double. Going the opposite way is Ponce. And that's going to do it for Diaz. Just before he can finish one turn through the lineup, the loud piece of contact. Luke Fiker will square off with a new pitcher for NSU, and was thinking it was going to be a clean inning given to Federico Zapata. Instead, he will enter here looking to pick up the final out in the second. We will depart. Zapata in for the Sharks as Diaz leaves.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Miami-born senior, second year with the Sharks, Federico Zapata takes over on the mound a little bit earlier than maybe was expected, inheriting a runner on second base, but 2 away in the inning for the number 9 man in the Spartans order. Zapata's been on a pretty good roll lately. Had a rough open to the year. Maybe got overextended just a little bit for where he was currently at. But lately, going all the way back to the game against Florida Tech on the 13th of March, he's been really good, particularly in conference play. He's only allowed 4 earned runs over his last 2 appearances in conference play, but he's totaled 14 innings in those 2 appearances. Has not allowed an earned run in his last 3 appearances against Palm Beach, Atlantic, Emmanuel, and North Georgia. Struck out 8 over that span. First pitch, knocked foul down the first baseline. Third baseman, first time we've seen him in this series, the junior from Tampa, Florida, Luke Fiker. Listed as a 2-way player on the Tampa roster. It's his 14th start of the season, 13 hits and 45 at-bats. 1 triple. Zapata dropping down, gets the grounder to Quevedo. Roy was moving that way on the pitch, and that will end the inning. So Diaz and Zapata combine to finish off the second. The Sharks holding on to their 1-run lead through the top of inning number 2.
To Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
Inning number 2 for the Sharks, half about to get started. Leading 1-0 on the big fly by George DeGote. Dakota Jones, first at-bat of the weekend, about to get started. Jones is the top hitter for NSU this season, a .304 average for Dakota. .862 his OPS and 79 at-bats. He has 24 hits. Shares portion of the team lead in doubles with 7 of them, 1 home run. He's driven in 12. First year with NSU. coming over from Ave Maria University in the NAIA. He's been very productive. Best stretch of baseball he's had with the Sharks. He's currently in it. He drives this one to deep right field. Got a pretty good piece of that baseball, and he's going to one-hop the wall. Some loud contact from the Sharks here in the early goings. A home run and now a double from Jones. The lefties haven't really been able to push baseballs that deep to right field lately with the wind blowing across like this, but Dakota Jones now leads the Sharks with 8 doubles. He is going to also extend his hitting streak. Jones has now hit safely in 15 in a row. It's a 17-game on-base streak for him. Stinson scoring a bunt, jabbed at it a little bit. Not the end of the world. Shark shortstop. Jones is the owner of the 5th longest hitting streak. Recent vintage for the Sharks, 5th longest since 2020. Trailing a couple of really elite hitters over the last handful of years plus. He's 1 game away from tying first base coach Boris Pena's longest hitting streak with the Sharks. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes against Stinson here as he's trying to move Dakota Jones a little bit closer to scoring. Got to be a productive out regardless how this at bat ends. Love to see him get on base here, but the bare minimum, Jones needs to be standing at third base at the end of this at bat. Long pause here. B.J. Bailey to the plate. Fouled back. Nice job by Stinson there to stay on the breaking ball. We've already seen a handful of really sharp benders from B.J. Bailey. He's allowed 2 hits now. He's walked 2. A very loud contact off of the left-hander. Slide step again. There's that good breaking ball. He has really been able to spin it. And he's changed his delivery like that. Second strikeout now for the lefty. It's kind of a mental game being played by Bailey. So often pitchers will exclusively go with the fastball out of the slide step. So you're not really worried about Dakota Jones stealing a bag here. It's not to keep the running game quiet. Trying to mess with the batter. Ty Torty, the Sharks DH, first appearance of the weekend. He's got 13 hits this year, including 2 doubles. He's driven in 7. 1-0. Yep. Snapping one in again. And it is no surprise. Only seen B.J. Bailey record 4 outs in this ballgame, but you've already seen why he's as tough as he is. Tall lefty, high release point, kind of kicks the body back when he throws. He's got a good fastball, and that's a plus breaking ball, no doubt about it. Former Clemson Tiger certainly has the stuff. He's getting tough out of the stretch, too. Pours a heater past Torty, moving the count level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dakota Jones still standing at second base. Anything to the outfield grass, you've probably played a Dakota Jones with his speed. But Bailey's getting real nasty here after the double. Following both hits, he has now struck out 3 batters. Did walk 2 men after the second out was recorded in the first. See if he's willing to issue another free pass right here and keep this inning going. George DeGote looming on deck now as Nick Rodriguez gets his second plate appearance started. Strike spun in by Bailey. This will be his 35th pitch already. The next offering to Rodriguez, who popped out in foul ground. 0-1. No appeal. Nick Rodriguez, pretty sure he held up right there. He's joking around a little bit with the home plate umpire. 0-2 hole for Rodriguez. He chokes up on the bat a little bit. Left fielder shading in now. Holding on the breaking ball. Trying to work yourself into a count here where Rodriguez can potentially earn a fastball. The way the Sharks have been swinging the bats in the early goings, you feel confident that they're seeing Bailey well in the zone. He's been able to get some chase. He's been nasty. High curveball right off the front shoulder of Rodriguez, and after the double, B.J. Bailey strikes out 3 in a row. Stinson, Torty, and Rodriguez all down by way of the K. We are still 1-0 through 2.
I'm Sloan Smith with All Your Cooling. Staying cool in Florida has never been easier. With All Your Cooling, you'll get no money down, no payments until 2027, and a 10-year parts and labor warranty. And now you can claim federal tax credits up to $3,200. For over 50 years, families across Florida have trusted us to keep their homes comfortable. From same-day installs to expert repairs, we deliver the service you need when you need it. Don't wait until your AC gives out. Call us today, 855-818-3828, or scan the QR code below.
Back to the top of the order for Tampa here, starting the third. Jordan Evans, Jake Books, and Braden Woodburn due up against Federico Zapata now. Miguel Diaz got the first 5 outs of the ball game. The way things have gone lately for the Sharks with Diaz and Zapata, it's been one of the best combinations you could have. And you're starting off games Friday and then Saturday, and you've got the 3 arms of Nick Manning, Diaz, and Zapata. And they're going to be the guys that get the bulk of the innings in those 2 games. You feel like you're in great shape. That's how Coach Morales and company have certainly felt over the last couple of months. Zapata's pitch mix is a sinker, a cutter, slider, and a changeup. He'll work in the mid-80s. Really good feel for the slider. And a low strike across to Jordan Evans. He'll have to get back into the box. Trying to calm things down now. Certainly thought that was going to miss for ball 4. The way the strike zone has been today. Might have to wait a little bit longer. Jordan Evans, the native of Alabama, to Shelton State Community College and Mississippi College before making his way to Tampa. He'll chop this on the infield. Stinson, the throw on the run. You know, outside of a tough error charge to the Sharks last night. Both errors. Maybe tougher plays to be made, but sometimes the overall scoring of a particular play can kind of fluctuate depending on scorers and also the degree of team you are defensively. And when the bar is set as high as it is for these two teams, every once in a while, maybe there are plays that these groups should be making. And I think Jake Books just gave a look back to the home plate umpires, and that was the same exact pitch, and yet I'm in a 1-1 count. Books still perfect this weekend. He walked in the first inning against Diaz. And that one's going to drift outside as well. Couldn't quite grab the outside corner. You look at the Tampa roster on the website, and there's a couple of guys who have social medias linked to their pages. Books is one of a handful who has a TikTok linked to his page. I'm sure that's incredibly enjoyable. This is one of the more active teams on social media. This group really appears to have a lot of fun with what they're doing lately, in particular under Coach Urso. And there's certainly, if you're a fan of just high quality baseball, you certainly enjoy watching them. There's not many teams that have enjoyed playing Tampa lately. The Sharks had fun last night, and they're having fun right now. Federico Zapata has gotten ahead of Braden Woodburn, 0-2. Woodburn, who singled in the first, and that ground ball to Mikey Arnold down the line. Arnold was able to snare it, but couldn't quite get his feet under him. The dirt playing some tricks on him. Man at the hot corner. Yeah, have Zapata every once in a while. He'll drop his arm angle down a little bit. He does it again. Not quite sure what his strike throwing percentage is when he drops down like that. Mostly does it against left-handed batters when he tries to throw the changeup. A sidewinder has missed on 3 straight. There's an 0-2 count. Woodburn has now worked it full. Now, even though it has not been a very productive series with the bats for Tampa, they are still grinding out a lot of their plate appearances. I mentioned earlier, Nick Manning threw a career-high 122 pitches last night. Ricky Gonzalez threw 26, so nearly 150 tosses between the two Shark arms, and now Zapata is going to walk consecutive batters. Books was off on the pitch, but it won't matter. Not a stolen base for him with the walk. Now, again, the Sharks have worked themselves into a jam here early on this Saturday. Miguel Diaz had to contend with a couple of base runners in his first inning. Left a man on for Zapata. This is the 3rd consecutive inning where Tampa has had a runner in scoring position. Now Gunnett Carlson, who struck out on a high fastball by Diaz. Playing with fire here. 0-1. The zone has certainly been different than it was last night. A little bit tighter on the edges. Ball and a strike here. Zapata, quick look to second, now dealing. Grounded to Degodi. He'll go to second. Stinson's return, it's a little bit late. Zapata was covering the bag for him. Long stretch by the pitcher. The Sharks couldn't turn it. Ball was struck well, though, so Degody had a pretty good shot at it. So Carlson will occupy first base. Jake Books to third. And Braden Woodburn taking off the bags. 2 men on for Joander Irigoyen. Carlson, short lead from first. Zapata dropped down again. Ball bounced up for Roy Quevedo. And the Sharks again have worked through some traffic. The tightrope act continues to be fantastic for NSU pitching. They have blanked the Spartans again.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
So this inning is going to get started right on time, and it certainly seemed like B.J. Bailey right there was trying to get one last warm-up toss in. Home plate umpire said no chance. And George Zagoti was ready to climb into the box immediately. So things off to a little bit of an unconventional start here this weekend with our umpiring crews. Both sides were a little displeased last night. Zagoti watching a wide one miss. Much like last night, he opened up his ball game with a solo homer. The man on deck, Emilio Gonzalez, and it's been the difference so far. It was the difference last night. A 1-1 outside. Certainly need to stay away from Degody if you're an opposing pitcher with the way he's locked in right now at the dish. You make a mistake in or third or the big part of the dish, might be losing a baseball. B.J. Bailey has learned that lesson already. Mentioned when Degody hit the homer, this Sharks group does not have a ton of long ball prowess as he strikes out here, chasing out of the zone. Bailey doing a nice job staying almost exclusively away from Degody there. This is a 21st home run of the season for the Sharks. However, it is a fourth consecutive game with a home run for NSU. That is a season-long streak for the Sharks. 4 straight games with a long ball. It is certainly worth discussing this season as Emilio Gonzalez charges this one down the right field line. He'll have extra bases again as he pulls into second base. The Sharks, 3 hits, all of them for extra bases, including 2 left-on-left doubles. Sharks this season are 9-6 in games where they have homered. It was a little bit of a tougher start. Some non-conference matchups against Wingate Bulldogs in West Florida, but lately, the Sharks have been playing some of their best baseball in the last handful of years under Coach Morales, his 3rd season. The team is getting going at the right time, opportunistically charging right up the conference standings. They currently find themselves in 4th in the Sunshine State Conference, trailing these Spartans, Rollins College, and also Eckerd. Sharks looking to be the 4th team this season to hit double digits in the win column. Sunshine State Conference play as Garavito goes down on strikes. That is the 7th strikeout already for B.J. Bailey. Yesterday, the Sharks only struck out 6 times. They're 8 innings at the plate. Picked a second. Throw is wide off the glove, and Gonzalez ran into a bit there on his retreat back to second. I think Emilio was a little bit more satisfied to just be back in safely to second base, but I think if he might have tried to advance up to third there, got a real case for interference call to be made. The shortstop Ponce laying right on top of him. First one to Quevedo, misses. Worked a walk his last time up. Wind whipping out to left field again here at the NSU Baseball Complex as Quevedo comes up empty on the breaking ball. B.J. Bailey giving up a hit in each inning, but really since the hit, he gets really nasty, just up to another level in this ball game after he's given up some contact. After the home run to Gonzalez, he walked 2 but struck out 2. After Dakota Jones's double, he struck out 3 straight. After Emilio's double, he has struck out Garavito. And now the count to 2-2 against Quevedo. The game logs on the Tampa website. Season high strikeout total for Bailey is 9. 2-2. And a called third strike. 3 strikeouts in this 3rd inning. The last 7 outs recorded by B.J. Bailey, all punch outs.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Federico Zapata back to the mound here for the Sharks. He'll get 6, 7, and 8. Nick Pereira into the box once again. Popped out in foul ground. George DeGote did that nice catch on the brick chips. This Tampa lineup looking for a spark. Now, Sharks only have one of these losses handed to Tampa, but it is the first time since quite a while that Tampa has taken consecutive defeats. It is really tough to string together wins against these Spartans. It's been over a year since they lost consecutive ball games. Last season, in late March, they dropped a conference series to Florida Southern. They lost 2 in a row to the Mocs. This has popped up for Stinson. Nice job by Zapata right there in the 3-1. This is the second time this season, last night, where the Sharks recorded the shutout victory over Tampa, the 1-0 ball game. Second shutout taken by this Spartans lineup this season. First one was back on February 24th against Savannah State. You were talking about a team 35 games, and you've only been held off the scoreboard twice. Truly one of the elite offenses in the region, and Walker Vanacek has struck out twice now in this ballgame, and Federico Zapata settling in nicely now.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 44, Jesse Ponce.
4 straight outs recorded by Federico Zapata. His first strikeout in this ballgame. Again, out of the bullpen. Game opened up by Miguel Diaz. He got the first 5 outs. Heads up down there past the Sharks dugout. And make sure Sharks athletic trainer Jason Palmatier is awake down there. Couple of spectators, the Shark staff down there, just past the dugout. Count to a ball and 2 strikes. Jesse Ponce doubled to left center field his last time up, and Emilio Gonzalez, the Sharks coaching staff, certainly remember that because he is shaded quite a bit more towards the gap now, but it won't matter. Zapata with back-to-back strikeouts to end the 4th. Another scoreless frame for Sharks pitching this weekend.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Home half of inning number 4 about to get started. The Sharks trying to add on to their 1-run lead again. They have yet to do so this weekend. Have yet to add on at all. You've had scattered base runners throughout this ball game since the Dugotti homer. Had 2 walks, 2 doubles, and that's just been strikeouts. B.J. Bailey has been really tough. Only 1 out recorded by a fielder, and it was his battery mate. Irigoyen with the foul pop catch. And this is the Sharks team that has really cut down on the swings and misses, particularly lately. And Michael Arnold is going to get caught looking at strike 3. He struck out twice in the ball game. Is now tied for his season high in strikeouts for B.J. Bailey. He struck out 9. Going to trust the Tampa game logs on Bailey's stat page. 9 strikeouts pretty recently against Embry-Riddle in a 4-3 victory on the 28th of March. 6 innings of 1-run ball against the Eagles. A game that they definitely needed too, because that was the lone really rough start this season for Robert Satin in the Embry-Riddle series. Gave up more than his fair share of runs based on the early season statistics. Now Dakota Jones, a 2-1 count, trying to follow up his ringing double to right field. Now alone at the top of the category for the Sharks with 8 of them. He has pulled ahead of Jack Q and Sebastian Garavito. Three balls and a strike. B.J. Bailey in the windup. And he'll miss. Dakota Jones works the walk. There have been a couple of guys have been tough outs in this series. Obviously, this is the first time that Dakota Jones has come to the plate, but he and Jake Books have been particularly strong at the dish. Anthony Stinson. See if the Sharks try to get going on the bases here with limited action offensively for both sides. Dakota Jones is 5 out of 6 on stolen base attempts this season. And it is certainly worth noting, these two teams are polar opposites when it comes to throwing runners out. Potential base stealers this season against the Spartans are 29 out of 30 this year. It has been a brutal time trying to control the running game this season. Meanwhile, the Sharks, as a team, are the best at throwing out potential base stealers. Came into the weekend with 17 men caught stealing this season. And that number, 29 out of 30, particularly difficult to comprehend as Jones is off late here, and there it is. Second runner caught stealing this season. Dakota Jones had a little bit of a pause. A late go for Jones. We've seen that a couple of times now. The Sharks have just pushed through a little bit of a stall out on their go. There's some words being shared by third base coach Eric Orbetta. You know, he coughed one up right there. Second out of the inning. Now Stinson trying to keep it going here as Ricky Gonzalez brings in the foul ball. He can continue play. Bailey. Yeah, that's nasty. Another strikeout for Bailey. He catches 2 men looking at strike 3 in the inning. He has struck out 10 through 4. Zapata back to the hill. First pitch swinging, knocked towards right center. Nick Rodriguez in to make the catch, and Luke Fiker gone on 1 here to start the 5th. Ball 1 dealt to Jordan Evans, the leadoff man for the Spartans. He's really been held in check this weekend, just the 1 hit. Back up the middle, Stinson will misplay it. Second error that will be charged to the Sharks this weekend.
Now batting the right fielder, number 12, Jake Brooks.
So digging into the numbers for BJ Bailey, he's really been the story of this ball game. Been particularly tough. It's a season high in strikeouts for him. It is not a career high, though. Back when he was at Spartanburg Methodist, he struck out 14 in a ball game his sophomore season with the Pioneers. Had 2 double-digit strikeout games that season. Spartanburg struck out 10 against USC Union, and then the career high came on March 20th. Lined past Arnold, and once again, Jake Brooks remains perfect in this series. Got a base hit the opposite way now. the error has opened the door here for Tampa to get back into this ball game. It was back in 2022, the career high 14 strikeouts for B.J. Bailey. So, no doubt, Tampa fans watching from home may be curious about that particular number. He has struck out 10 through 4. Braden Woodburn at the dish now with 2 men on for him. Evans and Books grounded softly to Arnold. He's going to go the long way for the second out of the inning. Woodburn grounds out 5-3. Both runners moving up. The tying run 90 feet away now. Gunnett Carlson has probably been begging for another opportunity with runners on for him. He had a pair of men on his last time up when he grounded into a fielder's choice. Couldn't get a man in, and Coach Morales is not going to worry about that particular batter. Gunnett Carlson intentionally walked. You're going to play your matchup, which is particularly interesting because you load the bases for the guy who leads the team in RBIs. Irigoyen has driven in 39 this season. Also has a share of the team lead in long balls with 5. See if it works out for the Sharks. Coach Morales trying to press some buttons over there in his dugout. Get the right-on-right matchup here for Federico Zapata, who historically has been very difficult for right-handed batters to square up. The sinker, the cutter stay off the barrel. Breaking ball and the change-up. Yeah, working in lockstep right here, trying to get on the same page with Sebastian Garavito. 1-0, bags all occupied for Tampa. Popped up. Playable for Stinson on the infield dirt, and he'll make the catch. Federico Zapata, along with the rest of Sharks pitching this weekend. You can get on, but you are not coming home.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
An enraged B.J. Bailey has taken to the hill at Nova Southeastern University and torn right through the Sharks lineup. He has struck out 10 through 4 innings. He has allowed 3 hits and has walked 3, but on 66 pitches, he's back out there for the 5th. Ty Torty trying to tear into the first one. Knocks it foul. Torty struck out in the second. It's part of a 3-strikeout inning. One of 2 3-strikeout innings so far for B.J. Bailey. Torty trying to signal that that one clipped the elbow guard. Home plate umpire says, no, sir. The count to a ball and a strike. 9-1-2 for the Sharks. A couple of left-handed batters due up in the inning. Torty and then Rodriguez on deck with George DeGoty, the third man to bat in the inning. One, two. In the dirt. Good layoff by Torty there, not willing to chase. Pitch in the dirt. Around the conference, handful of series got underway yesterday. Florida Southern put it to the Lions 17-5 in their Friday night series opener. Lynn knocked off Palm Beach Atlantic. Rollins and Barry, Embry-Riddle and Florida Tech all getting their series underway. The Tritons from Eckerd are obviously without a conference series because there's 11 teams in the conference, so somebody's got to be out of conference. They're squaring off with USC Beaufort in St. Petersburg. 3-2. Torty lashes this one on the ground. It's a well-struck base hit. There's some chirping back and forth between Torty and Bailey there as he was making his way to first base as well. Some chippiness on display between the two sides. Yeah, a little fire being shown by the two groups. See how much that becomes a factor in the later stages of this ball game. Torty creeping from first. Stinson earlier showed a bunt. Now Nick Rodriguez will bunt, and this one is successful. So sometimes over the last handful of weeks, the Sharks have been willing to trade outs to move guys up. The sack bunt has been a factor. And again, when you're playing games that are a little bit tighter, execution is paramount. And George DeGoty is going to get the intentional pass here as well. Two men on for Emilio Gonzalez, who has already influenced the final line of a ball game. Left-on-left matchup here for Bailey, who has struck out Gonzalez once and then given up a double to him. Third meeting between the two here, and Gonzalez leading it. 1-0 the count. Emilio with a team-high 28 RBIs this season. Comes up empty. 4 doubles, 4 homers for Gonzalez. Trying to pull even with Jack Q potentially with the 5 long balls for the team lead. Did not go on the appeal. So count back in favor of the Sharks slugging left fielder. Two one. Breaking ball that was left over the big part of the plate for Gonzalez. Pulled off it a little bit. His extra base hits have come in bunches this season. He has homered twice in the last 6 games. Strikes out here, though. And B.J. Bailey has another strikeout in this ball game. He struck out multiple men in every inning so far. So Sebastian Garavito going to try and break up that trend. You got to think he is getting close to the end of his line, though. High strikeout total, high walk as well. He's thrown 82 pitches. He is certainly not going to follow up Robert Satin in terms of length in the ball game. He's trying to get through 5 and leave the score at 1-0. Torti and Degodi on for Garavito. Out of the glove, but it's a second strike. There's a leadoff base hit for Torti. Sack bunt by Rodriguez, the intentional walk to Degodi. The Spartans want nothing to do with the right-handed batter with the power already been put on display. A breaking ball going to miss inside. Bailey certainly thought that was strike 3. Garavito has walked and struck out in the ball game. He's 0 for 1. Trying to influence this one with the bat. 1-2. And B.J. Bailey has another strikeout. Punches out 2 in the inning. He's got 12 in the effort. And he has blanked the Sharks for 4.
I'm Sloan Smith with All Your Cooling. Staying cool in Florida has never been easier. With All Your Cooling, you'll get no money down, no payments until 2027, and a 10-year parts and labor warranty. And now you can claim federal tax credits up to $3,200. For over 50 years, families across Florida have trusted us to keep their homes comfortable. From same-day installs to expert repairs, we deliver the service you need when you need it. Don't wait until your AC gives out. Call us today, 855-818-3828, or scan the QR code below.
Federico Zapata has worked 3 1/3 in this ball game. On 50 pitches, he's allowed just 1 hit. He's walked 3, struck out a pair, left the bases loaded in his last inning. The 0-1 popped shallow right center for Roy Quevedo, calls off Stinson. Walker Vanacek back to the plate. He has struck out twice. Once against Federico Zapata. So far, the Sharks have used 4 different pitchers this weekend. Nick Manning got the start, and then Ricky Gonzalez finished off game 1. Miguel Diaz opened the ball game, relieved by Federico Zapata, who is going to try and get the Sharks through the middle innings here. He's going to handle the bulk of the duties on the mound. came in a little bit earlier than was potentially expected. Diaz didn't quite give the Sharks a full turn through the lineup against Tampa. Zapata has been pretty masterful since entering. Full count here. Walker Vanacek trying to reach for the first time. The Spartans have already left 8 men on base in this ball game. Grounded up the middle. Stinson with the scoop and fire. Yesterday, more accurately last night, Tampa went 4 for 32 as a team. They left 10 men on base. This ballgame, they're 3 for 20 so far. They've, obviously, as mentioned, have left 8 men on. The Sharks pitching has held Tampa to a 7 for 52 start to the series offensively. They've left 18 men on base. Zapata's 0-1. Make that 0-2. Jesse Ponce trying to extend this inning a bit. The number 9 man. Luke Fiker on deck. Zapata trying to leave him right there. Looking to start the next inning with the number 9 hitter. Love to go 9-1-2 in the 7th. Tried to backdoor the slider. What is the pitch choice here in the 2-2 with 2 away? Sinker. Nothing doing. Coach Morales not satisfied with the call, disagreeing quite adamantly. The 3-2 now. Cutter knocked to Degodi, went right over the bag, and the first baseman will take it himself. And Federico Zapata continues to work very strongly, keeping the shutout streak alive for Sharks pitching. We are heading to the home half of the 6th, still 1-0 Sharks.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
It'll be Roy Quevedo to start off the bottom of the 6th inning for NSU. Quevedo, Arnold, and Jones against B.J. Bailey once again. Pitch count is high for the left-hander. There's his 87th pitch of the ball game. Bullpen still inactive for Tampa. So he has held the Sharks off the scoreboard for 4 consecutive innings. 3 of the 4 hits that he has allowed have been for extra bases, but he's only been hurt by 1. Quevedo knocks the 1-1 foul. Roy has walked and struck out in this one back in the 1st and 3rd innings. Left-hander with the 1-2. In the dirt. He spiked it. Sharks have been trying to be more patient, particularly lately. But today's just one of those days where seemingly isn't going to work. B.J. Bailey has been particularly tough out there on the hill. 2-2. Knocked softly back to the lefty. He will flip underhand. This is the first game that the Sharks have had double-digit strikeouts offensively since March 20th against Rollins, which was effectively their last loss before this strong start to April and into the back of March. That was the game before the winning streak started. Where the Sharks have now gone 11-1 since that game against Rollins, and big part of that has been the lack of striking out. Michael Arnold digs in. He has struck out twice in this one, once looking. Sharks been doing a lot of course correcting over the last month plus. It was a slow start to the season, but since then, they have been really doing it all. The offense has had their big blow-up games where they've been able to tag on double-digit runs. They did so against North Georgia a couple games ago. Put up 26 runs against Palm Beach Atlantic towards the end of March. Pitching has really been the name of the game for the Sharks. They have held their opponents to under 5 runs in 5 of the last 6 games, including the shutout last night. It's been a pitcher's weekend so far. And Michael Arnold's going to work a walk. So with the very high strikeout total, there has also been a very high walk total. That is the 5th free pass that B.J. Bailey has issued, including the intentional walk to Degote. The first one to Dakota Jones will be pitch number 97 in the effort. Jones couldn't contain himself there. Particularly interesting because Robert Satin completed the effort on 106 pitches last night. Worked all 8 innings and allowed just 1 earned run. No one. Jones chasing out of the zone. Has already extended his hitting and on base streaks in this game. Bailey set his 0-2. Locked up Jones there, but it misses low. Now Michael Arnold, maybe going to play it more stationary over there at first base. Dakota Jones was caught stealing earlier on in the ball game. First time that the Sharks have tried to get it started on the bases. Arnold with the delayed steal. Bailey's going to cut the throw off. Dakota Jones is caught looking at strike 3, but Arnold is safely into scoring position for Anthony Stinson. Sharks are now 1 out of 2 on stolen base attempts in the game. Bailey working home again, and he'll miss with a breaking ball. He's leaned very heavily. That overhand bender. As both sides continue to be very vocal in the middle innings here. Pitch number 102 for the lefty. Drifts too far inside, and Stinson count well in his favor here, 2-0. He struck out twice, but a really strong opportunity right here to make amends with Bailey potentially getting close to the end of his line. Ball through the infield changes this game quite a bit. Any strong contact that gets into the outfield, Arnold's got more than enough speed to come across. Two balls and a strike with 2 away here. Bottom 6. The Sharks leading the number 2 ranked Spartans again. Picked a second, nobody home. Bailey's got to rip it anyway. So with the count moving to 3-1, they're not going to have the final toss be made. Going to intentionally walk Stinson here just to finish the at-bat. There's going to be a mound visit here with the Spartans pitching coach. So just before you lose the at-bat, I believe it was a pitch clock violation that coughed up the 3rd ball in that count. So, pitch clock violation, moved to the 3-1, intentionally walked Stinson to end it, and now you get the left-on-left matchup with Ty Torty, which isn't necessarily a matchup in your favor if you're Tampa. Ty Torty had the base hit his last time up. He smoked it right through the 4-hole. Well-struck grounder. As the mound meeting finally breaks up, Tampa's pitching coach taking his good time, getting back. He's sharing a lot of words with the home plate umpire here. John Irigoyen was part of that conversation as they were heading back to the plate. Ty Torty, in the midst of a 1-for-2 day, had a base hit his last time up. Second baseman shading a bit more towards where Torty had that base hit, which means there's a lot of vacated space right back up the box. I'd love to see a line drive right back up the middle here. Torty just staying on one. Arnold and Stinson aboard. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Been a lot of pitching out of the zone. The Sharks haven't been chasing. They've been very effective today offensively, but it's been one of Bailey's best days as a collegiate pitcher. 1-1 is knocked foul. The tall left-hander 1 pitch away from getting out of this with a couple men left on. Sharks with 4 hits in the ball game. Left-handed batters have 3 of the 4 hits. Arnold from second, the 1-2. Torty staying on it, and Bailey took a tumble. Slipped right through his landing. He is 1 strikeout away from tying his career best total. Ty Torty trying to sour the line here. 1-2 in the dirt. Good stop by Irigoyen. It's been a very clean series for the Spartans. They've only made 1 error this weekend. That was last night. Been a clean sheet so far, trying to back up their starter here. Get him through 6. Torty knocks this one. The Sharks' third base coach, Eric Orbetta, staying alive here. A couple of foul balls in the at-bat. Ty with 7 driven in this season. He has driven in a run in 2 of his last 3 games. Trying to keep that streak alive. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball clips that down and away corner, and B.J. Bailey tries to hype up his side. He has tied his career high in strikeouts, but trails through 6. The Sharks holding on to their advantage. It's 1-0.
To Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are the Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
University as the freshman infielder Manny Sanchez will take over at second base. He will be replacing Roy Quevedo. Roy's been fighting through it a little bit, trying to provide the Sharks with everything he can. Well, now Manny Sanchez gonna try and piggyback off that at second base. This is Sanchez's 10th appearance this season, 7th off the bench. He's been very good defensively. Very impactful bat as well in limited playing time. So 9-1-2 for Tampa here. Late stages of this middle game in the series. Popped in foul ground. Degody again ranging near the warning track, and Degody has looked very smooth over there at first base this season. Nice rangy play for the first baseman, and out number 1 in the top of the 7th inning. Luke Fiker now 0 for 3 with a couple of balls put into the air. Federico Zapata 1 out away from a full 5 in this ball game. He's allowed just 1 hit since entering, 3 walks, 1 of those intentional. Dropping down and missing outside. Back to the leadoff man, Jordan Evans, reached on an error by Anthony Stinson in the 5th. Cutter waved at and missed. Zapata continuing to dot the edges. This will be his 70th toss since entering the ball game. The 1-2. Drifts well outside. Sharks have done a really good job keeping the top of this Tampa lineup at bay. Jordan Evans in this series is 1 for 8. He'll take a good pass. Knocked it right back into the screening. Two-two count with 1 away. It's Federico Zapata is getting his 3rd look at the top of this order, which is a big part of the opener strategy. You get a high-quality arm a 3rd time through in some higher leverage innings. This ball shot to left field. Emilio Gonzalez with a long run. He will not be able to run this one down. He'll play it off the wall. It'll be another double this weekend for Jordan Evans. Caught that one out front a little bit and deposited it right on the warning track. It really is the kind of swing that you want to have when the weather is the way we currently have it here in Davie, the NSU baseball complex. Wind just pushing everything out towards left field. It's been a little bit of a boost offensively for both of these teams, but there hasn't been much offense to be spoken about. It's the fourth hit for Tampa. Their second extra base hit in the ball game. Also had a double by Jesse Ponce back in the second inning. Sharks bullpen inactive here in the seventh. Looking for at least 2 more outs from Zapata. Began this season as your top starter, Nova Southeastern University. Long look to second, now the 1-1. Out of the zone. And this is the tough guy this weekend for Tampa, Jake Books. He's walked twice, has an opposite field base hit. 3 for 3 with 4 walks this weekend. Clearly, top guy, circled, highlighted. The text on the lineup card was bolded. Do not let Jake Books beat you. The Sharks have been pitching around the left-handed batter quite a bit. 3-1. Slider drifted back over the outside edge. How does Federico Zapata finesse his way through Books here? 3-2. Lashed towards left field. Emilio Gonzalez coming in. Throw's going to be cut off. Stinson will stop it right there, and we have a tie ball game. A base hit by Books. Pitch that caught a lot of the plate. You've been trying to avoid him beating you, and yet he gets his shot to come through once again, and he does not miss it. First run of the weekend for the Spartans. We have a tie ball game in the top of the 7th. Again, very low scoring between these two sides. Pitching has dominated. Not surprisingly, these two teams, two of the best in the Sunshine State Conference on the mound. Tampa came into the weekend number 1 in the Sunshine State Conference in team ERA. The Sharks were 3rd. They have both boosted their totals. Tampa, the only team in the conference with a team ERA under 4. Sharks trying to get theirs in pretty similar fashion. Now, Braden Woodburn, brand new ball game. Go ahead, run on. Federico Zapata trying to keep this one knotted up. Sharks bullpen still unoccupied. Fastball knocked well foul. Caught the light standard. Zapata began his career in the Sunshine State Conference with Barry as a high-leverage reliever for the Buccaneers. Recorded his fair share of saves with Barry. Nick Rodriguez coming in to make the catch. In right field, second out of the inning.
Now batting the first baseman, 0, Gunnett Carlson.
Gunnett Carlson once again was intentionally walked in the 5th, has struck out and knocked into a fielder's choice. Sharks infield defense loading up once again. Pull side for Carlson. We're trying to keep the Spartans contained inside the yard. Force them to put together a long inning. They have done so here. It's the first time that they've managed to do so and been successful at scoring. As a team, they are 5 for 26. It was their first hit with a runner in scoring position. A single by Jake Books in the inning. That one drifts above the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Gunnar Carlson has been a fantastic addition to Tampa's lineup, batting in the middle of the order. Garavito will feint a throw. 3 balls and a strike. The cleanup hitting Carlson for Tampa. Trying to keep this inning going here as Federico Zapata is to skate through this frame with just the 1 run allowed. Things have gone off the rails a little bit. Pitching is really slowed down for Zapata. Not that typical pace that he carries out there on the mound in this inning. Three of the last 4 men have reached, and we're going to get a pinch runner here for the Spartans. Carlson will be lifted. Shows you the importance of runs in this series. You can take out one of your best bats for a speed up here. He's the trail runner, Javi Soto, in the ball game. So Books and Soto on the bags. 2 away. Connor Irigoyen. Popped out with the bases loaded his last time up. There's been a lot of traffic for the Spartans throughout this ball game. Ball driven down the right field line. That's going to bring in at least 1. Soto on his horse. He's going to get waved around to score. Throw to the plate. Garavito with the tag applied. And the aggressive send with the speed-up runner does not bring in a second run on the double. Tampa does lead in the 7th, 2-1 over the Sharks.
Fans on your feet. It's time for the 7th inning stretch.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Your attention, please. Defensive substitutions for the Spartans. Now a left fielder, number 20, Javier Soto. Soto is the new left fielder.
So some changes defensively for Tampa. Javi Soto is taking over in left field, and Walker Vanacek is going to be the new first baseman for Tampa. Spartans now leading RBI double by Joander Irigoyen, his 40th run driven in this season, delivers a lead for Tampa, up 2-1 here in the middle game, as they finally break through with a crooked number. A little surprising to see B.J. Bailey back out on the mound. 112 pitches for the left-hander. He has struck out 14, allowed the 1 run on the board. A very high pitch count for the graduate student. Gets the top of the Sharks order here for the 4th time. Nick Rodriguez, George Dagodi, and Emilio Gonzalez. Rodriguez, sack bunt his last time up. It's an 0-2 count against him. Breaking ball in the dirt, which we have seen quite a bit of. Well, Bailey in the ball game. He's now thrown 115 pitches. 66 of them have been strikes. And Rodriguez has another base hit for NSU. Another left-on-left hit for the Sharks. The lefties have actually had more success today than the right-handed bats. And George Dagodi, who has the lone tally for the home side, gets to climb in, and this time you cannot just intentionally walk him. You're not going to put 2 men on with nobody away. Now Coach Urso out of the dugout. I have a change here. Oh, not coming out of the bullpen. B.J. Bailey is really trying to argue to stay on in this ballgame, but fortunately, you just can't extend him too far. He will be lifted, though he is still pleading his case. 1 too many hits allowed. It's a handful of hits for the Sharks, but Bailey continues to really want to stay out there, but he's been lifted. A change will be made. I believe this is where you're going to see the two-way status of Luke Fiker. So Fiker, the junior, is the one set to take over here on the mound. See how this goes. Coach Urso. Submarine Fiker. New third baseman in the ball game. Jack Martinez.
Your attention, please. Now on the mound for the Spartans, number 9, Luke Fiker. Fiker, the new Spartan pitcher. Your attention, please. Now at third base for the Spartans, number 4, Jack Martinez. Martinez, the new third baseman.
Fiker This is his 11th appearance on the mound this season. He has been really tough to get to. He leads the team with 4 saves and a 1.47 ERA. 18 in the third innings. He's allowed just 3 earned runs, struck out 16, walked 5. That ball off the glove of the second baseman, and DeGote will be safely into first. An infield single for George DeGote. Just the 15th hit that Pfeiffer has allowed. Tying run into scoring position now for the Sharks, and Emilio Gonzalez to the dish. He'll take a low strike with the fastball. Coach Urso bringing on his best. This is a team, their calling card has historically been their pitching. They have always been one of the best pitching staffs in the Sunshine State Conference. It's been the backbone of back-to-back national championship teams. One, two. Gonzalez puts it on the ground to the first baseman. They'll go to second, getting the middle runner. So Gonzalez will take over at first base. DeGote off the bags, and Rodriguez to third. Breakthrough spot here for Sebastian Garavito. He has walked and struck out twice. The freshman has usually made his impacts felt in big spots this season. 14 RBIs this year. The first year collegiate catcher, and he is going to get tagged with a strike here. He's not happy about it because he's been in the box for quite some time. It's not the first time that we have seen a pitch clock strike against the Sharks in this ball game. It changed Michael Arnold's at bat earlier on quite a bit. Ball and a strike. The freshman backstop trying to deliver the tying run. It's the first time that the Sharks have trailed in this series to the number 2 ranked Spartans. After a 2-run top of the 7th. 2-1, knocked softly, foul down the third baseline. There's a leadoff base hit by Nick Rodriguez, right back up the middle, knocked B.J. Bailey out of the ball game. DeGote with an infield single off of the pitcher. That's a wild pitch. Rodriguez will come home. The Sharks have tied the ball game on a wild toss from Luke Pfeiffer. Irigoyen had little to no chance on that one. Emilio Gonzalez into scoring position as the go-ahead run. Count all full against Garavito. And he'll work the walk. The patient freshman puts another runner on. That run charged to the starter, B.J. Bailey. Coach Morales going to use a timeout here as he will swap out Emilio Gonzalez for Joel Cabrera. Manny Sanchez for the first time. He appeared against North Georgia, went 1 for 1. Been playing quite a bit lately. He's 3 for his last 7 at the plate. 5 hits and 17 at-bats, all singles for the freshman infielder. Cabrera and Garavito on. The young Sharks trying to get active here. The move to bring in Luke Fiker has not worked for Coach Urso. Sanchez knocks it to short. He'll take the force at third to take Cabrera off the bases. Now Sanchez and now Garavito on. Or Michael Arnold. Nearly even across the scoreboard now. The Sharks with the only difference being an error in the ballgame. 2 runs on 6 hits for both sides. Michael Arnold was struck out twice, walked, and then stole a base. Another delayed steal for Arnold back in the 6th. One-0. Knocked foul in front of the Sharks dugout. Arnold this season has 8 driven in. Came into this ballgame as a .297 hitter. Slow chopper to the shortstop. Ponce with the strike across the infield. The Sharks rally for a rebuttal in the bottom of the 7th, a 2-2 score.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
Jack Martinez for the first time in this ball game. A bat here against Federico Zapata to open up the 8th. And he'll take a ball outside. Martinez with a fly to left. And Dakota Jones under it. The first out of the inning. Federico Zapata taken off the hook by his offense. He's now 5 2/3 in relief for Zapata. 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and 4 walks. He's thrown 91 pitches following Miguel Diaz. The usual course for the Sharks as of late. Walker Vanacek started the game in left field. Now he's the first baseman. Both sides making near handful of changes. Like the cutter or a hanging slider right there by Zapata for strike number 2. Vanacek 0 for 3 so far, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The 0-2. Right off the end of the bat, popped foul. Zapata's been very effective up until his last inning. Gave up 3 hits and a walk in that top of the 7th. 2 runs came across. Ball and 2 strikes for Zapata. And pick up his second out here in the 8th. Sharks bullpen is active, as it was just a couple of moments ago. Wind picking up once again at the NSU baseball complex. Garavito going to hand deliver this baseball here. Very important pitch. Looking for a shutdown inning. Vanacek been very impressive this season. His power numbers. Is a guy who's prone to the strikeout, though. He's tied for the second most on the team coming into the weekend in strikeouts with 24 of them. He's added to that total. He's going to fly this one to right field, pushing Nick Rodriguez back, but well in front of the track. A couple of flyouts in the inning. After a strong relay from the outfield. Nick Rodriguez has been very impactful this weekend. Offensively and defensively. Jesse Ponce will take a ball up and in. Shortstop with a double back in the second. He has struck out and grounded out since. Played a spectacular shortstop as well. They're doing a strong job this weekend. 2 sides who have let the entire region know that they are going to be very good on the mound and very good with the gloves. 2-1. Grounded up the middle. Sanchez with it. He'll throw in the dirt. Degodi digs it out for the 3rd out of the frame. Sanchez, a recent entry to the ball game, and Degodi continues to flash the leather at first. The Sharks with a chance to keep the momentum here. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 2. Luke Fiker remaining out on the mound for Tampa, trying to hold it at the tie. The inning did not go smoothly for him. Couple of hits, a walk between he and B.J. Bailey. Coughed up the lead. So after a stellar performance, B.J. Bailey will not factor into the decision here. Neither starter will. Final line for Bailey. 6+, 4 hits, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 14, struck out 6. He threw 131 pitches, 76 strikes. Ponce with the gather and the throw across. The first out of the inning, Dakota Jones grounds out. Jones 1 for 3 in the effort. Now Anthony Stinson. Stinson will take a ball down and in. Was intentionally walked back in the 6th inning in what was a 3-1 count after a pitch clock violation. Probably the most that we've ever seen since the clock was adopted. Very gracious host of the pitch clock here at NSU. Three-0 count. And Stinson will take a wide strike. Trying to get back on. Going to use those legs. He has been very impactful on the bases this season. And the count to 3-2. Stinson is the Sharks' leader in stolen bases. He's got 7 of them this year. Need him on again. 3-2. Inside for ball 4, and Stinson has worked his way on again. Go ahead, run on base. Ty Torty. First chance to bat against a right-handed pitcher. Ty Torty 1 for 3. Joe Urso going to give some direction here. Stinson 7 of 11. And Ty Torty is going to get tagged with a strike here, even though Coach Urso was the reason for the delay in the inning. Stinson's gone, and he'll be in safely with no throw. The Sharks have stolen 2 out of 3 on their attempts in this game. Dakota Jones, the only man that's been caught so far. It was going to be point of emphasis this weekend if the Sharks were able to get on. Coming into the series, Tampa catchers have only caught 1 base runner. They've caught 1 today. They just haven't had the ability this season to cut down runners frequently. 1-2, Stinson's off to third. Torty swings and misses, and Stinson has stolen 2 bases in the inning. Torty had a strike tagged to him. Unfortunately, it was Coach Urso barking out some actions for his catcher that delayed the start of the at-bat and ended up costing Torty a strike. There's going to be a mound visit here for the Spartans before an at-bat with Nick Rodriguez gets started. Sharks leading run 90 feet away. Anthony Stinson has stolen 2 bases in the inning. After working his way on with a walk. We've already seen a wild pitch lead to a run. That was how the Sharks tied the game. Nick Rodriguez coming across in the last inning. It was Luke Fiker on the mound for that wild pitch. He's going to go out of the windup. Signal has been given by the home plate umpire here. He is a quick worker. The submarine delivery from Fiker on the way. 0 away, that one misses. Rodriguez mentioned defensively he's been fantastic today with the start of the relay. Singled back up the middle against B.J. Bailey, knocked him out of the ball game, came across to score on the wild pitch. He's quickly fallen behind here. And they're going to put Rodriguez on here rather than pitching the final couple of tosses to him. This is the most that we have seen the two managers be involved in a ball game this season. The intentional passes, the changes. Coach Morales directing some traffic here. Rodriguez does have some pretty good speed. And they're going to opt to pitch to Joel Cabrera here. George Degodi will be intentionally walked again. And you know that Cabrera in this situation is not going to take kindly to two guys being put on in front of him. Coach Urso, he's going to take his shot here. And we'll see if it plays out the way he wants it to. Joel Cabrera, a very talented individual, and just hasn't manifested this year with a hot batting line. A right-on-right matchup as Sebastian Garavito gets the foul ball. It's 0-1 count. Fiker hits him! Luke Fiker brings in the go-ahead run on a hit batter. And you intentionally walked two men to load the bases. And Joel Cabrera, with a painful RBI, gives the Sharks the lead. Three walks and a hit batter give the Sharks the lead right back. And Fiker nearly hits Garavito. He did hit Garavito. The train is fully off the tracks here for Luke Fiker. He has walked two men intentionally and brought in 2 runs on hit batters. Coach Urso's decisions to intentionally walk 2 men and load the bags backfires in a huge way. Manny Sanchez takes a ball. The Sharks have a chance here to really blow this game open and put it well out in front. And a head-scratching decision. An opportunity to force in a run, and Fiker has not been very efficient. Degodi, Cabrera, and Garavito on the 2-1. Sanchez smacks one foul. Count level at 2-2. 2 away, bottom 8, and the Sharks lead 4-2 over the Spartans. Fiker misses. Action pitch coming up. Could blow the game wide open right here if Manny Sanchez can deliver with a base hit. Ball knocked to the first baseman. Vanacek will take it. Breathe easy, Shark fans. It's a multi-run cushion. 3 outs needed for a series victory over the Spartans.
to Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
We're going to have a change here for Tampa. A.J. Graham, the sophomore, will pinch hit here in the spot of Luke Fiker. So it'll be Graham, Evans, and Books due up here against Federico Zapata, trying to finish this one off. And boy, what a win this would be for the Sharks, coming back 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th and bottom of the 8th innings. Graham puts this one in the air. The Sharks look to be running out of room, and they will, but it's a 2-strike count. Graham this season, 8 hits and 32 at-bats. This is his 15th appearance off the bench. He does have 3 home runs this season, and he's driven in 25. Graham from the Tampa area. The 0-2. Strike 3! Graham chases Zapata with another strikeout. That's the 4th strikeout for Federico Zapata. Actually, 3rd, stats updated before I could get to him. 3rd strikeout for Zapata and 6 2/3 of relief work. Ball 1 to Jordan Evans. Delivered a double and scored in the 7th. His 2nd double of the series. This would be, if the Sharks can hold it, the first time that the Sharks have won a series against Tampa since the all-important 2016 season for NSU. Sharks won that series, taking the 1st and 3rd games 4-1 and 7-4. Trying to do it with some dazzling pitching. Ball flown to left, Dakota Jones pushing back, and he's out of room. It's a solo shot for Jordan Evans, and hold it now. Jordan Evans has just cut the deficit in half. His 5th home run of the season. And things change quite a bit now as Tampa tries to get the spark lit again. Offensively, their momentum had been dashed to embers. Not now. It's all on Zapata. The Sharks' bullpen is a ghost town. The senior trying to finish this one off now. Jake Books has been unbelievable. He has not been retired in this series. He's going to lash this one foul. Smashed it over the Sharks' bullpen, 0-2 count. In this game, he has delivered 2 base hits and 2 walks. including an RBI and a run scored. 0-2. Sinker well above the zone from Zapata. Federico well over 100 pitches here in relief, though it is a start technically. Jake Books, tie ball game. Back-to-back solo shots in the top of the ninth. And just like that, the Spartans have gone back into formation. Far and away the high pitch count for Federico Zapata, and he has coughed up the lead in the top of the ninth. There is absolutely no reason why Jake Books gets to swing the bat again in this second game. There is no answer for him. No one has been able to get him out. 4 different pitchers have tried so far. And 4 fingers, wiggle him, and put him on for the rest of the series. Stinson will gather. Braden Woodburn is retired. And mentioned it his last time up. You have circled him. There is just no way that Jake Books can beat you. And he has now delivered 2 of the 4 runs for the Spartans. Javi Soto batting here. This is his first at-bat in the ball game. He came in as a pinch runner for Gunnett Carlson. Zapata with back-to-back strikes here. Goal now is to get the bats back to the rack, the bottom of the ninth, and try and walk this one off. And you have pushed him well to his limit. This will be pitch number 118 for Federico Zapata. The 0-2. Waved at and missed. The first time this season Federico Zapata has gone past the century mark pitch count-wise, and the Spartans cash in a monster way in the top of the ninth. 2 solo shots. Jordan Evans and Jake Books tie the ball game. We're heading to the bottom of the ninth, even at 4.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
The senior from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Santa Fe College transfer, Tobin Moran, will take over for the University of Tampa. Moran, a 1.85 ERA in 9 appearances, 5 of those in relief. Does have 1 save this season, 24 1/3 innings pitched. He has allowed 20 hits, 5 earned runs, struck out 21, walked just 2. Opponents batting .215 against him. The Sharks sent up 8 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now, silver lining of the moment is that it's a tie ball game. You need one. You've got 3 outs to play with and a part of the lineup that is doing a great job of manufacturing runs. Really tough part of the action. Tampa's got a stable of bullpen arms down there. That's probably going to be one of the best in the nation when all is said and done this year. And you were fortunate that Luke Fiker didn't have it today, and he coughed up a couple of runs. This bullpen does not show much weakness. If 3 relievers in the bullpen, you have now seen 2 of them that carry a sub-2 ERA into this weekend. And that is not on limited innings either. The only one of the elite arms that we have yet to see is Sammy Beer. That one is going to get through the shortstop. It's a base hit for Michael Arnold, and the winning run is now on base. Coach Urso barking out his bunt defense that he wants to see. Dakota Jones into the box. Arnold creeping from first. Jones shows it. Ball. And Arnold safely back to first. Jones has a double, a walk, and is struck out and grounded out. Continues to be a driving force in this offense. He'll pull back the bunt again, and now it's a 2-0 count. And the guy on deck, Anthony Stinson, has already shown a sac bunt earlier on in this ball game as well, and that was much earlier on. The Sharks have been willing to manufacture runs with this portion of the lineup. Jones puts it down. A look to second. Arnold slid into third. Heads up play by Jack Martinez there to head back to his base. Nobody was covering third, and Arnold slid into second. Take it a little more cautiously here. It's a very precious base runner. The winning run into scoring position for NSU as the Sharks try to walk off Tampa. Coming into this series, Tampa had lost their most recent game. They dropped a non-conference matchup against Valdosta State 8-7 to the Blazers. Lost last night 1-0. If the Sharks are able to walk this one off, it would be a 3rd consecutive loss for the Spartans for the first time since 2020 in the shortened season. The last time that the Spartans lost 3 in a row was February 29th, March 2nd, and March 7th against Florida Tech, Seton Hill, and Albany State in the shortened year. The Sharks and Blazers are trying to team up to take down the number 2 team in the country for a 3rd straight game. Stinson in a 2-2 count, winning run. Arnold creeping from second, nobody holding him on. Stinson lays off, works the count full. Stinson, since joining the Sharks, one of the carrying traits that he has had with him, he is a very calm presence at the dish. 3-2. Fly ball to center field. That's dropping in. Arnold is heading back to second. The throw goes all the way to the plate. Arnold got a tough read on it. Third base coach Eric Orbetta, the entire Sharks coaching staff in a little bit of disbelief, but it's frustrating. You'd rather the runner be safe than overly aggressive in a situation. Evans is a fantastic center fielder. Now Ty Torty will try to deliver. The Sharks have 2 hits in the inning. Torty has a base hit back in the 5th inning. It's a 1-for-4 effort. Can be the hero right here with another knock. 2-0. Coach Urso's side trying to get this one to extra frames. Sharks trying to leave it right here and take the series. 3-0 count to Torty. North Carolina native in his 2nd year with the Sharks, trying to come through in one of the biggest spots in regular season baseball. Ball 4. 2 hits and a walk have loaded the bases. Patience has been paramount for the Sharks. Nick Rodriguez was intentionally walked in the 8th. The Spartans wanted the bases loaded. They wanted to pitch to Joel Cabrera. And Luke Fiker didn't have it in him to keep the inning quiet. He hit 2 batters in consecutive fashion to give the Sharks a 4-2 lead. Back-to-back homers in the top of the 9th evened the score. And we sit 4-4. Tobin Moran has been one of Tampa's best relievers. He had only walked 2 men all season long, and he loads the bases with 4 wide tosses to Ty Torty. This game has had just about everything, and the Sharks are looking for just a little bit more. Tampa is going to play 5 infielders here. Anything to the outfield almost assuredly would finish off this ball game. Jordan Evans is going to come into the infield and man third base. It's nothing that needs to be statistically changed unless there's a play made, but they are playing 5 infielders here. Nick Rodriguez with the most men he's ever seen in front of him. Comes up empty on the first one. 6 red jerseys in the immediate vicinity of Nick Rodriguez, trying to deliver an all-important winning run. Moran gets the swing and miss. Rodriguez, the last 2 times he's come up, has scored a base hit and an intentional walk. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Moran's 0-2 offering. Swung at and missed. Nasty off-speed pitch from the right-hander. And now Tampa will reset their defense. Jordan Evans back to center field. He's hurrying his way back out there. George Dagoti. Can he be the hero again? He has a walk-off hit in his career with the Sharks last season on opening night. Another one right here gives the Sharks a little bit more hope within the regional standings. Sharks have not won a series, as mentioned, against Tampa since 2016. 1-0. Popped foul. Joel Cabrera looming on deck. Degody trying to finish this one off right here. There's no real chance for Cabrera unless this one goes extras. And the Sharks don't want to see that. Count 2-1. The Sharks' first baseman. A base hit, an intentional walk, a solo homer that opened the scoring again. Degody pops this one up. On the infield, a collision, but the catch made by Vanacek. Moran escapes the danger in the bottom of the ninth. The Sharks leave them loaded, and we will head to extra innings here at the NSU Baseball Complex. 4-4, our score.
First 50 years of the Sunshine State Conference inspired champions and built a legacy rooted in excellence. A legacy built from a single sport to a conference of national champions. Threaded through geography, fueled by growth, defined by excellence. 135 team national titles, 173 individual champions, and hundreds of Scholar All-Americans. Always at the top of NCAA Division II. Looking ahead, we reflect on where we started, where we are, and where we're going. The Sunshine State Conference, where success thrives.
New pitcher on the mound for Nova Southeastern University, the freshman Eduardo Echevarria. We go to extra innings. And Echevarria has been really tough. He has been the top Shark reliever this season. This will be his 11th appearance. He has a 1-0 record, 1 save, a 1.62 ERA. 16 2/3 innings pitched this season, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, has struck out 12, walked 6, holding opponents to a 143 average against him. His 1 career save now came against Emmanuel back on the 3rd. Echevarria from Miami, also a former Braddock Bulldog. 4-seam fastball, sinker, sweeper, changeup, his arsenal. Gets Joander Irigoyen. Jack Martinez on deck. And then Walker Vanacek. All-important first out here. Irigoyen, one of Tampa's best bats. Couple of pitches that look to have caught the zone, that at least has been established. 3-0 count. Echevarria does not walk many. No, he's not going to give away a free pass very easily. popped up. Garavito will watch this one drift out over to the U School campus. Full count now. Irigoyen has hit into a fielder's choice. Does have an RBI double to his credit. At the end of the 7th inning, his double nearly got a second run in, but a great relay by the Sharks kept the game tied. Arnold with the stab, the high throw, it's going to get away. Irigoyen heading to second, and Dagodi will stick this one in his back pocket. It is the second error charged to the Sharks. Third error of the series charged to the Sharks infield. What has been a very clean defensive group has had a couple of miscues. Now Jack Martinez, see if he drops down a bunt here. He's squaring, up and in, ducked out of the way of it. Martinez came in as part of the double switch, and Coach Morales out of the dugout here. There's nobody in the bullpen. We have seen this time and time again with Coach Morales. He likes to settle down the younger arms himself. Guys who need more of pep talks than mechanical analysis. When it is time to just calm things down or get a guy really fired up, tends to be Coach Morales handling those mound visits. Time to calm things down quite a bit. Your defense has a miscue. Don't lose faith in them. Continue to try and get contact. Echeverria's bread and butter is inducing weak contact. Coach Morales heading back to his dugout perch. Martinez flew out to left field in the 8th inning. Echeverria a little curious as to where that pitch missed. 2-0 count. Go ahead run in scoring position for the Spartans. Either side of this ball game, it would be quite the deflating loss with the late inning rallies for both sides. Chances with men on. Sharks bullpen getting active now. Not really afford to let Echeverria work his way through this one, although he's been great at doing so. It's a very important victory. Count all full. Echeverria and Martinez. Popped, foul ground, well out of play over the Sharks dugout. Miguel Diaz with the first 5 outs of the ball game opened it up. Then Federico Zapata worked 7 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts on his line, 118 pitches. So, gonna have a swing and a miss here. Coach Urso won an explanation. A dead ball, Garavito here. Oh, waiting on the conclusion of this conversation here as things get deciphered. A little bit of a confusing play here. I think the umpiring crew this weekend has had a couple of head scratchers. Batter's out. And the runner is going to be sent back to second base. believe that the ultimate reasoning for the dead ball is that Garavito was hit on the backswing. Regardless, it's a strikeout for Martinez. One away here in the top of the 10th. Echeverria misses with the slider outside. Zone kind of all over the place at the moment. Ball lined over the head of Stinson. Dakota Jones with the backhand. He'll misplay it in left. Irigoyen will score. Vanacek up to second base on the misplay. So it's a hit and an error that allows the advance, but Tampa leads in extras. First pitch being swung at by Jesse Ponce. Ponce had a double back in the second. He has grounded out twice and struck out since then. Now, what has been an elite defensive team this season? A couple of errors have led to this inning. 0-2, and Echeverria hits him. Echeverria arguing that there was not much of an attempt there by Ponce to get out of the way. Well, when you miss by that far, tends to be the case. Tobin Moran staying in the ball game. He's going to hit here. The DH spot was vacated by Tampa with a double switch, so they want to keep Moran in the ball game. Well, he's got to swing it here.
Your attention, please. Now batting number 14, Tobin Moran.
Swinging away. And he'll take one inside. Moran, 2 at-bats this season. He is 1 for 2. Has singled and struck out. Pops this one foul into the netting, falling behind the ball and 2 strikes now. He kept the game tied. In the bottom of the 9th, loaded the bases, but was able to get the final outs necessary to send this one to extra innings. Grounded up the middle. Stinson will flip. Sanchez throw in the dirt. Degoti puts the squeeze on it to end the inning. It's a 6-4-3 double play to send the Sharks to their half of the frame, trailing by 1 in extras.
To Broward County, everyone knows the sunrises, the beautiful beaches, and the extravagant nightlife. But within the heart of the 954 lies Shark County. The Sharks have always been hungry for more, striving for excellence in competition and in the classroom. But over time, we've evolved into not only the power in Broward, but one of the premier powerhouses in all of college athletics.
Nova Southeastern, they've been the best team in Division II all season long.
We're the home of 15 NCAA Division II national championships, crowning 50 individual national champions and winning 55 Sunshine State Conference titles. We are Sharks. We are Shark County. We are the power in Broward.
9 innings, not enough for these two sides. The Spartans took the lead on a couple of errors by the Sharks in the top of the 10th. Now, it's gut check time for the NSU offense. It'll be Joel Cabrera, Sebastian Garavito, and Manny Sanchez, the three due up in the inning. Cabrera with an RBI hit by pitch his last time up after Coach Urso decided to load the bases with 2 intentional walks to face him with the force out available. It didn't work. It has since worked in the favor of the Spartans with 2 solo shots and a couple of errors. They lead. Cabrera, the 1-0. 2-0. Tobin Moran back to the mound after hitting into the inning-ending double play and finishing off the 9th inning. 3-0. He worked around some traffic in that 9th. 2 singles, a walk, loaded the bases, and then he struck out Rodriguez and got Degody to pop out. Three-one. Cabrera turned it loose, hit it to the third baseman, a misplay. Cabrera's got good speed, and he'll leg it out. Sebastian Garavito will bat now. The misplay by Jack Martinez gives the Sharks their tying run. Cabrera, potentially some ill effects there as he was running down the first base line. He's working out his left leg. Coach Morales out of the dugout. Sharks athletic trainer Jason Palmatier will join in on the conversation now. Hoping that Cabrera is okay. Coach Morales is now looking at his lineup card thinking he might need to make a change. Seeing who he's got available. And where can you go? And you still have Dakota Jones who can move back to center field. He moved to left. Brandon Mon has shown some pretty good speed this season. Joel Cabrera is going to be lifted from this ballgame, so really hope that he is okay. And it is Brandon Mon, the freshman transfer from Barry, who enters. Mon has played center field. You have plenty of guys who can handle the responsibilities defensively, but that's more of an afterthought at the moment. It is a very necessary action here. The Sharks need their healthiest and fastest base runner available. You'll worry about defense if you need to in the 11th. Garavito squaring to bunt. He pulls back, pops it up. The infield was shaded in for the bunt attempt, and Ponce makes the catch. Tampa has clawed their way back into this one. They were shut out through 6 innings. Tied it at 2, tied it at 4, and then pulled ahead in the top of the 10th. Mon and Manny Sanchez involved for NSU here. Breaking ball, a strike. Sanchez grounded out to the first baseman. Came in defensively to replace Roy Quevedo in the middle innings. Second at bat for the freshman infielder. It was a ground out to the first baseman. He also hit into a fielder's choice. He'll leg that one out. He's going to sky this to right. Pushing Books back. He'll make the catch. Jordan Evans having to take the slide there, staying out of the way of the right fielder. The error to start off the inning, and then a pop out and a fly out. Michael Arnold, who is usually so strong with the glove, a rare error, opened the door for Tampa in the top of the frame. Now a chance to make up for it here with the bat. All is forgiven. Keep this game going. Mon with his great speed from first. 1-0 in the dirt. Good stop by Irigoyen. Cannot afford to give up any free bases here if you're Tampa. Textbook block for the backstop. Count in favor of Arnold here. 2 balls and no strikes. Mon holding. That one will catch the zone. Inside edge. Moran looking to pick up the victory in relief here. Two one. Arnold knocking this one over the third base coach's head, and the Sharks are down to their last strike. A 4-run, 8-hit day so far. Needing one more to keep this game alive. 2-2. Down on strikes is Arnold, and Tobin Moran finishes off this ball game for Tampa. It's a 5-4 final score as Tampa will force the rubber match in Game 3 of the series. Coming up shortly, final line for the Spartans: 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, 4 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors for the Sharks. That'll do it for our broadcast. It's been Josh Leatherman here at Nova Southeastern University on the SSC Digital Network. We'll have Game 3 between the Sharks and the number 2 ranked Spartans coming up shortly.